That's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
Hello, watch lovers. You know what time it is. It is the Mad Watch Collector takeover of That Watch Guy London. Joining me is the boss man, the mighty Spencer.
Well, thank you so much.
It's all right,
so
mate.
Nice of you to have me here tonight.
It's all good, mate. Also, we've got the fantastic Janilda.
Hello, guys. Nice to have you, Russell.
Well, thank you.
Yeah,
Pleasure to be here.
well.
And then we got the guy that is basically, he just seals it all together, the mighty Gavin.
I just got to say one thing because it's been an epic. You've no idea what has gone on tonight. No idea. Russell, set the scene as
I'm
we're
still
sitting.
shaking.
We're
I'm still
sitting having sushi. Set the scene because big man over here, or shall we call him Chicken, has just decided to have a fight on the street with someone.
Yeah, that's not true.
That's not true.
I
Russell,
stood up to what was.
You're a brave man.
you are a brave man.
Yeah, there was a
chicken.
The man called Russell.
Go on.
Tell us
go
what
on.
happened.
Okay.
Then we'll let Spencer tell the
well,
real story.
Imagine Martin McFly has just got that black ute at the end of Back to the Future 1.
Yeah.
It's a huge, big pickup truck with a pickup thing at the end.
Tow bar.
A tow bar that's bigger than my car. And this dude, who obviously can't drive properly, he's reversed into a small car parking space outside where we were eating our
Sushi.
and he bumps into a little blue Daewoo
Yaris.
or something.
Yaris.
A Yaris. He bumps in again. He gets out of the car, has a look at it, he goes, and then he walks off. And then here's Spence. He stands up and he goes, "Oi, you're just going to walk away?
You're not leaving a note on
You're
that
not
car?
going to leave a note?" And he basically said, "Sit down, chicken." That's what he basically said to you.
Spencer
And he said,
goes
"What?"
and picks a fight and says to the fella,
Yeah.
"Are you not leaving a note on that car?
Yeah.
Sit down, chicken," he said.
Sit down, chicken.
So
Yeah.
from
I just
chicken,
felt it was wrong. It was just wrong.
you had your hair done, Spence.
No. Why?
You got a whole
Paul
Paul,
wants
you got
me
a
to
Paul
get-
Thorpe comb over going
Yeah.
on. I have to say, hats off to you, Spencer. You got up out your chair and when he asked you if it was your car and
Hang on,
told
then
you
we
to F
found-
off,
I said no, but I'll find someone whose car it is,
Yeah.
and we did.
yeah, you found the woman.
Yeah.
Well done, Spencer
Well done,
Dreyer.
Spence.
You
Well
made
done,
the man
mate.
give up his details. He then wanted to fight you. You then said, "Come on, then." He was having none of it. You knew you had him measured, with obviously me and Russell backing you up.
I was ready.
And
I was ready.
what a way to start the show. Yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
You know what it is? It's after spending the weekend with Paul in Newcastle.
I was going to say, is that what's happened to you in Newcastle?
You're a changed man.
Yeah. Hey, how was Newcastle? How was it? I saw Paul's video.
Let me tell you, first of all, the man there, Ian Nicholson, I want to thank you.
Good
on
lad,
this
Ian.
channel. Fabulous. Took us round, sorted the taxis out, booked the restaurants. I mean, without you, Ian, it would have been an absolute disaster. Let me tell you. Yeah. I mean, Paul, do you know something? I left it to Paul and Kev to book my train. They couldn't even get me facing the right way.
You went the whole way
I had
backwards.
to go the whole train journey to Newcastle. I don't know, 300 miles backwards. No wonder I fell asleep on the train.
Wow. Well,
I
not
was-
being funny.
I was seasick. I was travelling backwards.
With Kevin and Paul for company. Yeah. I'm just joking.
And Des, thank you so much. Des sorted out my hotel room.
Fantastic.
So it really was fabulous.
Kid Mambo says one night in Newcastle and he's the big man. That's absolutely right.
Big man.
It looked like you had a great time. Sorry I couldn't be with you. It was my birthday celebration weekend, and I had a lovely time. Russell, great to have you with us.
It's always a massive pleasure to
Yeah.
be here, mate.
I mean, apart from Spencer and Janilda, there is no one, and Kaylee, I prefer spending a day with.
Oh, thank
You
mate.
are great fun to be with all day, keeping you entertained, and we had a lovely coffee and
Loved
lunch,
it,
and
yeah.
we raided the vaults at BQ.
Got to see the new offices, which Just incredible.
Yeah, you like
Yeah,
it.
absolutely
Yeah.
fantastic, mate. The toilets, I know that we've talked about the toilets on this show quite often. Now they've got locks on the doors, which is...
It's a talking point.
It's a talking
The
point.
toilets are a talking point. We are still yet to do that unboxing that we promised to do from the toilets.
What, in the
Janilda.
toilets?
Yeah, but we will get there.
do that
I have to
soon.
say, I mean, Russell, you were there all day today. You and I both tried several times to get Kaylee for an unboxing. It's mad in there, isn't it?
So busy.
What was it?
Yeah.
4 o'clock, literally, wasn't it?
But
Unbelievably
we
busy.
tried to get her 12:30 and we got it done at 4.
Yeah.
Incredibly busy, Spence.
A lot of people in your little
Quite a
rooms.
few. But I mean,
We've
Chanel's
got to
just
give a
booking
shout
them
out.
in. Go on.
We've got to give a shout out to Audi,
Go on,
who was
Aldi.
in today, bringing in you 2 clients from abroad.
Not Nad.
Nah, but he told me to call him Audi.
I think that's his
No,
profile
it's
name.
not.
That's his profile
no, it's his
name.
profile
Oh,
name is Audi.
Audi.
Yeah,
On
Come on,
YouTube.
Audi.
on YouTube.
Where
yeah.
are you?
So we said we'd give him a big shout out because he came in, said hello, and was telling
And
us.
Nad, I want to say, where would normally brings kebabs, samosas, no food anymore.
He brought your customers.
No, I want samosas.
Yeah. Chris Lutty, happy birthday, Gavin. Thank you very much. NDC straps, Russ, get your watch out. What
Oh,
you
chief of
wearing
the
today?
NDC.
What you wearing today, Rascal?
I am wearing a watch that you have got today.
How interesting.
Acquired today.
I have indeed.
I've got a Seiko 5 reinterpretation, like the
Let's
first
pass it over
Seiko 5 Sports.
and let's pop it
It's
up
a
on.
limited edition Seiko.
What do you think of that,
What
Spence?
do you think, Spence?
I like it.
Do you like the strap?
I love
Yeah.
the strap.
It's a nice strap.
It's very silky, isn't it?
Very silky. That's
It's
right.
really, really beautiful.
Yeah.
Should we show the viewers? So yes, I very kindly got offered one today from one of our viewers,
It's got
and
the bezel on the edge.
And
as well
did you
as
buy
the-
it?
I bought it.
Yeah. Yeah.
In
It's
fact,
like a double.
let's have a
It's a
look. Let's
double
put
up
it on the
the
camera.
bezel.
It's a double up on the bezel.
Let's get it on the camera. So
But that is a
so we can have
like
little
for
look.
like copy of the one from 1968, I think. But I love the fact that this is not an SKX cased sort of copy. This is a watch that they have made from scratch, obviously, because they haven't made it for 30, 40 years.
Yeah,
It's to celebrate Seiko 5.
yeah, and they limited it to 1,555 watches, didn't
That's
they?
right, absolutely.
Of which I managed to secure one today for myself, Spencer.
And a Seiko, they didn't charge massive
What was
amount of
it?
money. It was £350, and for Seiko with their limited editions, it's usually about 1,000.
I remember the 5. It was about £40.
Yeah, well, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, but I wasn't born then,
No.
Spence. You know what I mean?
I don't
And
think
there
I
a
was.
Similar one. Citizen had a very similar.
Spence, you
model.
want to speak into your mic?
Sorry.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
Citizen had a very.
Spence, you want to speak into your
mic? Seiko 5.
It's the middle bit, Spence. It's the middle bit. That's where you got to speak.
James, when are you going to get good mics that follow you around?
Jesus Christ.
Well, to see the Seiko 5 is a watch for the people.
Yeah.
You know, it's like a Casio is now.
Yeah.
So back then, a Seiko 5, you know, it had a good workhorse movement in it. It never let you down, and it's a watch you never took off.
Marcel is the man. He's telling you it's limited to 15,550.
Well, we were only 1-0 out.
I'm pretty sure it's 1,000.
And by the way, Marcel is a lovely gentleman, travelled all the
He's a
way
good
from
lad.
Germany.
Wow. I
Yeah.
did see that on the video.
I mean, Paul did.
Yes, I saw that.
Paul did have to give him $5,000 to come over, so it wasn't on his
yeah,
own.
Kelvin O says, give him a headset, Gav. It's probably not a bad idea. Spencer, what are you wearing today?
Aha. Let me tell you, Russell's after this.
I am after this one,
It
100%.
is, Gav, you wouldn't understand this.
I probably wouldn't, except I saw it earlier.
Go on.
Well, Gav, you
That's a 2697250.
well, listen, you
Yeah,
know the
if you
reference
believe
there.
that.
If you say
No,
something
this
with
is
confidence,
the Snowflake. This is the Tudor Snowflake.
Spencer holds the microphone like he's going to break into a song. You wouldn't want to hear that, chicken.
right now, let me tell
Sorry,
you.
Go on, Russ.
Yeah.
Tell us
Snowflake,
a little
go.
bit about
Well,
that watch.
Let me tell you. So obviously Tudor had a Tudor Submariner, which was the same as the Rolex Submariner in the late 60s. Exactly the same watch, but with an ETA movement inside. So it's all the same stuff, all the same casing as Rolex, but it just had a more affordable movement inside. Then Tudor had a lot of their watches go to militaries all around the world. And then with the help of the Marine Nationale, the French military, the scuba diving corps, they designed the Snowflake dial, which basically means that it's more legible underwater. So whenever you see a black bay now, all black bays have a homage Snowflake handset because of that watch there, one of those watches.
Beautiful patina on it, isn't
Absolutely amazing.
Really is
amazing
stunning.
watch.
Yep, absolutely gorgeous.
And if you look, Gav, you show the people the clasp is the Rolex clasp. You've got the Rolex crown. So basically, still everything was Rolex, but it was it's now becoming its own thing. It's now becoming a Tudor, and that's what
The
I
bracelet
absolutely love.
could easily look like a Rolex
Yeah.
bracelet.
Yeah,
if you
it
take
is.
it off.
It is,
Yeah,
Janine.
it
It is.
Yeah.
The other thing, Russell, that we had on that, which was quite incredible, that you have never seen before, the credit card slip.
Yeah. From 19...
So that was from 77.
Yeah, so explain. That was the old machines, the Visa machines. You used to
slide
swipe through the
And the
paper.
card, the
And you've taken this for yourself, haven't
Yeah.
you? Yeah.
And hang on, Spence, how much was it on that slip?
134 pounds.
134
pounds. Wow. So that's you done, Spence. Now, I've had a very interesting watch day today because I thought I was coming in for something completely different. So just to set the scene, Spence, I was supposed to be buying a watch from somebody rung me and offered me a watch that I've been after for a very, very long time. You may recall, I've been saying forever that I want a GMT Coke.
Yes.
And over the weekend, someone said to me, I know you want a GMT Coke. I found you and I'll offer you the GMT Coke. And I bid him for the watch and we struck a deal. And for some reason, he decided today that he'd sold it to someone else.
After phoning you.
After phoning me and agreeing a deal.
Russ, you know the thing? Welcome to the watch world. guys.
Wow.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
what did I do?
Janilda, that happens, doesn't it?
It does happen. But Spence, what did I do? I came into BQ Watches today and I bought a watch from you instead.
Lovely piece. Isn't
Didn't
it?
that work out well? I love
It's a
this.
lovely piece.
I have bought myself an IWC
Did you
Ingenieur-
really?
Yeah, Janilda,
Okay.
you were too busy to notice.
I had other customers.
I
I,
bought
didn't
mys-
have Gavin.
I
It's a
bought
great
myself
case
this.
on that. So
I saw this
solid.
last week in the safe, and I thought to myself, "Oh, I haven't seen that before." And since we went to Switzerland and saw the IWCs and saw the engineers, I thought it was gorgeous. And I saw it with the Chrono, and I thought it was a great price. And thank you very much for sorting that out as well. And I absolutely love it.
What makes me laugh? I'm the one that wound it.
Yes,
You hadn't even wound it. You hadn't even tested the
I
chronograph
did. I
bit.
didn't even. No, I tested that on Thursday
And
last
Russell,
week.
Oh, right.
all good?
It was lovely.
Well,
Yeah.
if it's not Spence, he's coming back.
It's gonna
I got a 2-year
Going back to
warranty.
BQ.
Sold a scene.
I got a
You
2-year
bought in
warranty.
person.
Yeah. And interestingly, I have another watch that I bought. I mean, it's like, someone stop me, please. But look what turned up in my post.
Look at that.
Yes, I got my Studio Underdog that I've been waiting actually not even patiently for. It came in super quick time.
Yeah.
Thank you very, very much, Richard, for getting that through to me. I got my strawberry watermelon sugar, should I say hi? Not my strawberry watermelon.
You're into fruit a lot, right?
Yeah, Janilda. What, Janilda, look on
The other
what-
day there was a swatch with what was
Strawberry,
that?
yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, well, let's
Yeah.
not talk about Swatch. We're off Swatch.
But Gav,
Would
what you got
wear
to show
these,
on that,
though?
look
Would you
how
actually wear
pretty
it?
that movement is stunning.
Yeah, on the back. Yeah.
The
So Russell,
seagull.
talk to me about the movement, Russell.
Right, here we go. So, back in the late 40s, it might have been, no, it's the 50s, the Chinese government bought the rights to this movement. It was a Venus 175. And Venus at the time were wanting to make some money so that they can put it into innovating a new movement, a new type of movement. So they sold the machinery and all the rights and everything to this movement. The Chinese bought it they wanted to make a chronograph pilot's watch for their Air Force, for their airmen. And yeah, the watch came out in 1963. And for all those that know that movement, it is very famous that it is inside a Seagull 1963 watch. But the Seagull ST19 movement, that thing is a thing of beauty. And if you was to, obviously Chinese made, but It's Chinese Swiss made. And the amazing thing is
what is the name for that then? Is it a cross between a Chinaman and a Swissman?
a Swiss.
A twist.
Now, listen, the amazing thing is that movement.
We're getting into the realms of being shut down by YouTube. If we start doing jokes about the Chinese, we'll get shut down.
Listen, the amazing thing is that movement is still being produced using the same machinery from the 1950s.
Wow.
Same machinery.
That's
what's special.
Rusty spitting facts, says Greggy boy. Russell, honestly, we should just have you and Dee sitting there. You could geek each other out all
Dee
day.
knows much more than
Speaking
I
of
do.
geeking each other out, how great was it to see Josh in the offices today? Josh Benson.
Top lad. He's a top addition to your
By
team,
the way,
my
we're
friend.
producing books. Do you know that?
You're
Yes,
producing
he wants,
books.
Yeah, Josh wants to do that.
He does. Wow.
Yeah.
Amazing. So Josh Benson, who's now sort of working with BQ doing photography and bits and pieces, is an absolute legend with his watch knowledge. And he basically did a one-on-one head-to-head.
Actually, blew
Geek
Russell
out.
away, I heard.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Well, I mean, we went into the two safes they got these days. And he's saying, it's very nice to meet Josh, by the way. And he was saying, have you seen this watch? Have you seen this watch? And there were some great ones. Like he showed me the Omega Dirty Dozen watch from World War II. He showed me the old Oyster Perpetual with the expanding bracelet that you picked out as well. He picked out some great watches. The gold Royal Oak. There's a gold Royal Oak you have. That's an awesome piece. He's just an awesome person to have in your offices. He's a proper geek.
Thank you.
Russell, 6:30 tomorrow morning. What are you doing?
6:30 in the morning.
Yeah. Want to come and join the queue at Swatch with me again? There's a moonshine tomorrow, Spence.
Is there another one?
There's
There's
another
another
one. And I am, seriously, I actually, Strawberry Moon has kind
Does
of
no one know where it is?
flipped me out. I have to say, and I don't want to say because I don't want to be wrong because it'd be a bit embarrassing, but I think I do know what it is. It's a stag moon.
Right.
It's called a stag moon, but I don't think it's got stag antlers on it. I've seen an image of what I think it is, but you never know with these things if people are showing you, a correct image. So I think I know what it is. Red Cross and Swiss flag and on the hands. But anyway, I'm going tomorrow morning with my friend Blake. And we're going to go.
Well.
We're going to go. We're at 6:15. Oh, and heavenly mark.
6:15.
6:15. We're leaving. We're going to be getting there for about 7:15. A nice little wait till 10 o'clock, and hopefully there won't be too many people in front of us, and we'll grab one of those. And I still don't know now. I said to you today, I have no idea why I'm still doing it because I actually don't even care. But I feel like I'm on autopilot now. How can I not?
Yeah.
I will probably.
If you don't turn up each week, then there's people in the Swatch shops that are wondering where you are.
I am literally
Gavin
the queue.
is the queue.
Yeah.
Oh, look, Audi's in the chat.
Audi's in the chat.
Go on, Audi.
Oh, we gave you a shout out earlier, Audi.
Hope you're doing well, mate.
I hope you're doing well. So much so that my daughter is on holiday in Italy and rang me so excited that she was in the Swatch shop. Dad, I'm in the Swatch shop. They've got Mercury. Shall I pick one up for you? I'm like, Danny, just buy it because I know someone who will have it. So I do know someone.
Yeah.
So anyway, she picked one up in Italy and it's coming back.
Wow.
Yeah. I seem to be in all the Swatch chats, but there we go.
Mate.
Russell, I want to talk to you about a few things, actually, because do you know what? Don't you think his knowledge is unbelievable?
He's amazing. He knows a lot.
A lot.
I don't know. I'm just enthusiastic about it.
Right. There's one thing I came across before I get to you, your channel, and update. Every week when I go through the week before and start doing a research for watches, obviously I know you for Casio, I know you for Seiko, I know you for lots of things. Yeah. And as I was like looking at Seiko, see what new releases, I came across Seiko Mods. James, can you pop up my laptop? Spencer, have a look at this. James, there. Have a look at this on the screen behind you. What does that look like?
Patek 5711.
A 5711 Seiko
For
mod.
£205.
For £205. Russell, talk to me about Seiko Mods and what they are.
Well, modding Seikos have been a massive thing for so long. There are companies that make components, cases, crystals, crowns, bezels that you can literally
Like Lego.
Like Lego, you can change the look of your watch to make it look completely different than anyone else's. There's companies like Namoki watches that do all sorts of. You can change the bezels out, and it has a massive cult following. Seiko modding is a big thing.
I mean, they even say Seiko Oyster Perpetual Date GMT Master 2 on the watch. I mean, they go all out, don't they?
There's one there, the Batgirl as well, Gav.
Yeah.
Yeah, let me scroll back for you. Have a little look.
There.
There's a Yachtmaster look.
Yeah, there's a Batgirl.
There's
a
an
Pepsi.
Omega 300.
And these
And
things.
what, they don't get into. It's. I
Well,
suppose
it's on Etsy.
so what does that
Everyone-
mean?
Meaning,
Everyone can put anything on
Yeah,
there, really,
it's,
isn't it?
but hold on,
Why?
we say that,
Like you sell personalized stuff.
but we
that
say
you
we
produce.
say it's on Etsy.
Mm.
But Bape have their Bapex watches, which look an exact rip-off of Rolex,
Yeah.
and say Bapex on them.
Mm.
So, is this a grey area? Spencer, is this a grey area?
Well, the thing is, the Submariner Rolex do not have the copyright to the design of their watch. Otherwise,
they
they'd
must
be
have.
suing
What is the
everyone
back
every
of
week.
this, Gav?
wouldn't they?
Just go.
Yeah.
What's the back? Just.
I'll have a
let's
little
have a
look for
look.
you. Let's have a little look.
I don't know if it's the picture, but they look actually good. Like
Yeah.
Well, Spencer's going,
Too
nah,
good.
that's not right.
Well, it's
Nah.
an NH35 inside there, mate.
no,
That's-
of course.
You know, that's
the
a Seiko.
movement.
That's a Seiko movement inside.
Oh, there you go.
But
There's
from the
there's
looks,
a
it
Panda
looks-
Daytona for you, Spence. Yeah.
Let's see the back of that.
See the back.
No, 'cause you
Yeah,
tell
the
more
front's
from
good
the back
enough.
of these.
Yeah, but-
Yeah, 18 carat.
18
that's,
carat.
yeah. That's cheap. That's cheap for 18 carat.
It's not bad though, is it?
Yeah.
This is what I'm saying. They're not
Interesting.
too
So
bad.
that's what I found when I was looking up the Mad Watch Collector and looking up sort of watches. James, can you whip that off for me?
Yeah, quickly.
Yeah, quickly before we all start buying watches. But the channel, Russell, you've literally exploded over the last 6 months. We've gone up 150 people, and you've gone up 135,000 or something. Where are you up to now?
I think 64,000.
64,500 you
Something-
are when
something
I
like
looked
that.
last night.
Yeah.
Wow, that's amazing.
And I know you're right in the sights of Paul.
I'm coming
He's
for Paul.
He's coming for Paul. And Brittany, she's had a little uptick
She's
as well.
doing very well.
She's at 75,500.
Yeah, she's
Paul's
smashing
at
it.
74,000 now. But you know who you're ahead of?
Ooh.
About effing time.
Am I?
Yeah.
Wow. To
Oh,
be
yeah.
fair, they came
Gav?
before.
They're at 51,200.
Wow.
Yeah.
There you
Amazing. I mean, how do you keep up with the creation of content on the channel and the ideas? Because you're putting out a lot more content now, it's obvious.
Yeah. I try to do. It's difficult at the minute, but I try to do 2 shows a week. It excites me to think about doing shows, and so there's never a shortage of shows to not do. I've got such amazing people at the minute that I can ask, can I have this watch? Could I have this watch? Certain outlets and avenues I can go down to have the watch. And if I can't, I can talk about, watch collection in general. There's so many things. What I try and do is I write down 25 to 50 titles, and then I'll pick the top 3 each week, and then that'll be for the next week. I'll do shows, and then every week I will add titles and say, "Cause that's a brilliant title." But then I'll pick the best 3 titles. But sometimes watches come to me, and it just comes up the pecking order. Like this watch, this one here,
Snowflake.
this one.
Well, let's talk about that.
Yeah,
So this
because
was
this-
this was lent to me by my friend Blake Ezra, who was on the show a couple of weeks ago, and he was saying about getting into watch collecting and
Yeah.
choosing his first few watches. He's actually bought about 55,000 watches in the past 6 weeks. He's gone literally completely nuts, and he's coming with me tomorrow morning. But let's talk about that watch. In fact, let's pop it under the camera so people can see what we're talking
the thing
about.
is, if there's ever a watch that shows you that a trend can just be a colour, it
That's
is
the
this one.
Yeah,
Isn't it? Eh?
Totally agree.
This watch, Spence, I paid for mine online. I paid for it 5 months ago, and it only just came. It was on a 24-week back order, and they are sold out again, purely
Incredible.
because of this Tiffany
The colour,
craze.
The colour.
It's
Yeah.
Tiffany craze.
Now, this
Tiffany
is a
colour.
what? A 45 quid watch?
It's a 45, 46 pound watch, and it is.
It's all about the colour.
It is
the
what it's
colour.
worth.
Yeah.
It is what
And
it's
what
worth.
you said at the beginning of the show is you walked up to Spencer and you said, from 10 feet, Spencer, what is this? And from 10 feet, you just
It is.
get a quick glance, you went, OP, isn't it?
OP.
Yeah.
OP.
Yeah.
You would
Yeah.
think it is exactly that.
Yeah.
It's the same
Yeah.
sort of proportion on the
Do
bracelet.
they have other colors?
They do.
They do.
They do. Well, not the sort of the burnt reds or the mustards, but they have the greens, and there are other colours. But they've cheapened out a little bit, Casio, on it because it's a brass case with chrome plating.
Yeah, I saw you made a video where you
it
absolutely
annoys me. I
slated
don't know
it.
why they've done that. It should be
mean
stainless.
wouldn't
By the way,
Cost
that
much
plastic
more.
piece,
Yeah.
that piece of plastic you're playing with is the cover for the watch. Should we put that back on? 'Cause
Stick that back on,
otherwise,
'cause
Blake, if you're watching, don't kill me. The plastic came off. I don't want you to get upset. Blake, just to let you know, the plastic is going back on the watch right now.
But it fits a purpose. It's
Yeah.
a trend watch.
Yes.
And if you're only spending 40, 50 pounds on a
Ridiculous.
trend watch to go with an
Yeah,
outfit,
yeah.
it's all right. It's all right.
I mean, it really is, isn't it? I
Yeah.
mean, and that's what gets me in a nice way about these watches, because as you know, I've got watches for 10 quid or 20 quid or whatever it is, and they go all the way up. But it's the love of it is just about the aesthetics and what you see and what looks nice on your wrist, rather than necessarily the money you
amount of money.
spend.
Yeah.
And that's what I love about your channel. I love that you slate people like Spencer. That's not true. No, I don't mean people like
That
Spencer.
might be a problem.
I mean, you find a reason to sometimes
It's
like
it's
watches.
not always about the money.
Basically, yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Also,
Because how nice is that, Spencer?
Yeah.
How nice is that
I
you're
love
playing
how
with?
smooth that bezel is.
the friction
Yeah.
bezel. Yeah.
Absolutely
so smooth.
amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Russell, I know it's not about the money for you, but are you at a stage yet where you can sort of see some return for your hard work and everything you put into the channel? Is it starting to
there's-
come to fruition?
I mean, definitely the amount of equipment that I've bought to do the channel,
yeah,
the watches that I've inevitably bought over the time.
yeah,
I still don't think I've made the money back or on what I've get.
Yeah.
But there is definitely, you can definitely see a way that you could earn a decent wage from it. But it's very hard to think of it as a job,
yeah.
because I don't think of it as a job. I'd love to do it more, and possibly the tennis a bit less, but I just still love doing it.
Yeah.
How can I not love doing it? I'm here with the boss man. I wouldn't be here without you.
Gav, you know what I would say? Russell's different class to Paul. Different class.
Let me tell you.
He's not on the channel tonight, is he?
No.
He's not. Oh, different class.
Paul's,
today,
Paul's
yeah.
definitely watching.
he was. He said hi.
He gets very upset when you get new friends. Very
Russ,
upset.
Let me tell you, next time I'm going to take you to Newcastle, and
Yeah.
I would never have you sitting backwards on a train.
No,
ever.
yeah.
Ever. It'll be first class
He's
all
still
the way.
thinking about that train.
Yeah. You had a question, Janila, didn't you?
I do, yes. I wanted to ask Russell, last 12 months, so last year, for you, if you had to pick the best 3 releases, what would it be?
Oh my god, that's a
Difficult
big one.
one.
Yeah, that is
All
huge.
under 38 quid.
That is huge.
Well, we can narrow it down to anything under 50 quid.
Yeah,
But I
is-
think that's also why he's so popular, because he talks about watches that, let's say, everyone can buy. So
Yeah,
I
yeah,
guess
it's not
part
just
of your
about-
Yeah.
followers is because also...
no bezel is safe. I've twisted bezels from Omega 300s. I've had Audemars Piguet's, watches, and I think you cannot get a rounded view if you don't review a £40 watch or a £40,000 watch. You don't get the feeling, why is this 40,000? But is it just because of the name? No, it's because it feels like jewelry. It feels it's a master creation, and I feel like that there's people that just go down the affordable route and they just only have reviewed affordable watches. They may not understand what makes a luxury watch. It's not just because of the name. If you haven't felt a Rolex, you won't know how good it is.
Yeah.
It's simple as that, and it's annoying to say because you know how I feel about the brand,
Yes.
but the watches, they're sensational. They're
Yeah.
fantastic. I'm a tool watch lover, and they're the best tool watches in the game. They're just a bit blingy now, but Janilda, I don't know.
Is that the simple
know,
answer? You
yeah.
couldn't name 3?
No, well, my Black Bay 58 Blue.
Yes.
I bought that. That's one of my favourite
You
watches.
love that.
Yeah.
I really do love that.
Does that fit in there? Does that fit? I mean, you're wearing
It's
it.
got to be. It's
Has
got
it?
to be in the last 12
We've
months.
only got one more to
Seiko
do.
5.
Seiko 5.
This Seiko 5.
Yeah.
Even though I don't like integrated bracelet watches that much.
Yeah.
The engineer has a special part for me
Yes.
because I went with you to
Watches and
Switzerland.
Wonders. Yep.
I love the colour of that green dial.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
It's a nice watch.
You
I
haven't seen
prefer-
those in yet, have you?
No, I prefer the
incredible.
older ones.
Yep.
They're slightly smaller. But that's still stuck with me. The engineer, and it was an actual Genta design.
Yeah.
You know, it's not a.
Rather than being a Genta ripoff,
Yeah.
which everybody seems to be. That's the flavour
Yeah.
for the past 18 months
that's
now.
the
isn't it?
trend.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's the trend.
A few of your supporters, followers are in the chat today. I see Tick Sweep. Russ is a legend.
No, good
From
old
Christian. Hello, team. Hello,
Christian
Russ.
was the guy we saw
At Watches and Wonders.
at Watches and Wonders.
That's right. I do
Yeah,
remember
top
him.
guy.
Yeah, we had a bit of lunch with him, didn't we?
Yeah.
Elder Pinto there. D, nice to have you
D's
with
in.
us. Nice to have you in the chat. Why do you think that Casio and Seiko, because that's you do a lot of videos on them. Why do you think they have such appeal to people? Is it the fact that it's just affordable across the board?
I think many brands that are successful that have been around a long time. Casio only been around since the 40s, and they only started making watches in the 70s. But they're known for their digital watches. They've embraced nostalgia. Do you know what I mean? They've embraced the fact that their best watches are the ones from the old days. You know, Seiko, all of their best watches, the 6105s, 60s and 70s, the 62 Mass, they've just come up with another reinterpretation of that watch. I've got the Willard, Casio, all the digital watches, they still churn out. You can see it at the back. They still churn out the A168. That still looks like an 80s watch. This one looks like the Casio Tron. This one here, you're right there.
What are you looking for?
I'm having a little fiddle.
Oh, yes.
We'll come to that a bit later.
The fact is, they are trendy as well. They're trendy. They're retro. They're trendy.
I mean,
yes.
They
that one,
remind me. They
the
remind
second
me
one, the digital one, I think everyone had.
something
in
like
their
that.
life, yeah.
Exactly.
And men and women wore them.
Exactly. The
Yeah.
unisex size.
Yeah.
Seiko the same. Seiko are funny. They're a funny brand because Seiko, brilliant history, came
I
out.
was going to ask if we did remember that. Seiko, what did they first make?
Right now, it's Casio.
It's Casio.
Right, we'll do this.
Right, we'll do this as a quiz.
now,
Yes.
Spence,
Should we do
right?
it? Should we do it also into the chat?
I need to do this into the chat.
But
If it-
don't Google.
Please don't Google this, team. Please don't Google it. If you can tell me what Tadao Casio, who was a bit of an entrepreneur, he was an inventor, what was his first product he put on the market? If you know that, you are a Casio absolute nut. Can you guess, Spence?
No idea.
It's so random.
I guessed tractor. I thought maybe it was a
Jenny,
tractor.
have a guess.
Can you help us? Is it something small or big?
It's something small.
A pen?
Tim Jacks is saying keyboard, toaster, Spider-Man,
Spider-Man
slippers. Says
That is-
Nicola.
Could you, James? Could you bring up Google the Yabiwa pipe?
Oh, I can do that. I can do that.
It's the Yabiwa pipe.
No
Right.
idea.
Now, back in the 40s, because his first product, Yabiwa pipe.
pipe.
Now, back in the 40s, this was a ring, which you could put a cigarette on the end of this ring,
Oh,
and it was a way of smoking down to the end without burning your fingers.
You're absolutely right. I never would have got that. And nobody, cuddly toy, calculator,
Now, listen,
toaster, calculator.
I did say a pen. It looks like
it's
a pen,
not
I
bad.
mean.
Now, listen, from that, he made loads of money. He
Really?
made loads of money, and with the profit in that, he went to a trade show in 1949 in Japan, in Tokyo,
But this is the 40s, right?
40s,
Yeah.
and
Whip it off, James.
it was.
Hang on, just
Hold
click
on.
there, though.
Where am I clicking on?
That.
I'm surprised Paul
On Red-
Thorpe
on
don't have
Reddit?
this.
Click on that. I just want to see what.
You want to see what it says?
No,
So from
they could use
Casio with a
both
K
hands while smoking.
SH, change it to Casio.
Yeah, his name was Casio.
Oh, of course you can carry on working.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Carry on moving.
Maybe I'll get those.
Got to tell you, Spence, not a bad idea to license those for all the smokers in the world. Fantastic.
But anyway,
Go on.
from 1949, that's when he started making, with his brothers, with the help of his brothers, calculators.
Now, I told you an interesting one today, didn't I?
Yes, you did. Yeah.
Here's another one for you, Spence.
Go on.
Nintendo
Yep.
are over, I believe, 150 years old. What did Nintendo first make? Do you know that? Nintendo. What
was
did they
the
first
arcade
make?
game, but before then. you
Wait,
know.
wait.
It was in the 1800s. So what
Way
what
before.
did they make? Nintendo. Anybody in the chat? Nintendo. Very good, Josh Benson. Josh Benson, you
Look
legend.
at him.
Playing cards. And playing cards were illegal in Japan. So their biggest customers were the Yakuza, were the gangs, were the mafia, because they had underground casinos. So that it was Nokia, James. Oh, James is saying, what did Nokia do first of all? So they're obviously the phones. Nokia.
Playing cards.
Toilet paper.
Really?
Toilet paper.
Oh, someone said toilet roll.
Spencer's clothes. Wow.
Reggae.
Hilarious.
It was a couple of cups on a string.
Go on, James. Wellington
Oh.
boots. Nokia made Wellington boots.
Amazing.
Wow.
On that as well, Seiko, were first called, the factory was Seiko Sha, which meant exquisite house. Translation, just to let you know.
Wow.
There you
Love
go.
that. Russell, what collabs would you like to see some brands do? I mean, we saw sort of like Bamford do G-Shock. Is there anything you'd kind of like to see?
Mad Watch Collector Casio, I think could happen.
Could something like that one day be on the cards?
I would love to do that. I would love
I think it can happen.
I would
for
love
you.
a CA53W, just changed a little bit. The calculator watch. I would love to do that. That would be amazing.
The
I don't know what I'd have to
calculator
do to get. I'd have to be Nico status, wouldn't I, with his subscribers? I reckon. In terms of collaborations, no, there's no collaborations. I've. We had a chat about the Moon Swatch today, and
Yes, we did.
I had a realization that Omega, quite expensive brand, so there's many people that can't afford an Omega. And the one positive that I could find with Moon Swatch is the fact that you could own a watch with Omega on the dial
Legitimately.
legitimately for
Would be
250 quid,
£10.
you know? And I thought that's pretty cool.
So in some ways, you're thinking, have they done themselves any favour? Or maybe they have.
James, can you whip the screen off for
Well,
us?
I think people that can't afford Omegas, you know, it might push them to maybe save for the main event,
Casio.
you know?
Well, I think from what I understand as
Casio.
well, the read across is it definitely has done that.
Yeah.
There's definitely been an
Yeah.
So it's
uptake.
done
of,
them a favour.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think, from what I understand,
brought them more to
Amiga,
the
the
table.
Amiga staff were not happy when this first came out, and they thought it was really, degrading their brand. And for Amiga, let's call them fanboys and fangirls, they didn't think it was a great thing. They probably still don't. But there's definitely been an uptick in sales, from what I understand from my friends at Swatch and Amiga, that it has had a read through for the brand, which is great because people do want to progress in their watch journey at some point.
Yeah.
And
And
not everybody can own
you're leading to the
a
next
£227
one.
Swatch, Spencer.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Unless you've got mates like me.
Unless you are Gavin.
Yeah, unless you're a mug who's going to queue up again tomorrow. Now, Janilda,
Yes.
we're missing someone tonight, aren't we?
We are.
We're missing Kaylee. Russell, do you know why that is?
Because there's some sort of massive, huge final event that's happening tonight.
Yes, it's
The
the Love
most
Island
important
final.
thing.
It's
Ever.
the most important.
And bless
For
Kaylee.
English people.
Love Island was far more important. I totally get it than sitting in a room
Than
with us
us.
four. I get it. It's absolutely fine.
Yeah.
Love
She said
Island
as long
final.
as we finished by 9, she would, but she couldn't take the risk.
She
Yeah.
said to me, if you can't promise, I can't come. I said, okay.
If you
Sorry.
can't promise. Well, we miss her very much. So I'll tell you what we'll do. Let's take a little look at the surprise unboxing you did with Kaylee today, Russell.
Oh my God, Russell.
Kaylee, it's so good to be here, to see you
Isn't
again.
it?
And
I haven't seen you in a while. I
the
feel like
first-
you're a big celebrity now, so
Yeah,
you don't
don't-
really
don't.
come and see us.
I don't think so. Come
You're
on.
just like,
No, I
no
do.
peasants
I
down
do love
there.
this room. This is quality. I was a bit put off last time because you and Janilda were unboxing something, and my ugly mug was in the.
Oh, on the
Yeah,
back?
the whole.
When you looked really red.
Yes.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
that was
That's
the
not
time.
good. That
yeah,
is.
Yeah.
I need to look into that.
A Panerai.
A Panerai.
It's a Panerai.
It's very good quality, isn't it?
Very good quality.
You
box.
know that you're going to get a special watch in there. So, you know, that's heavy as well. You know?
What have you put in there?
Well, whatever the watch, whatever is sold in there, isn't it? Eh? So how do you want me to just
We'll
do
just
that?
open it, really.
So let me tell you, let me tell you, Kaylee, right? That this watch is still sold over 2 million times a year. What's your thoughts? When I say that, that's good money, isn't it?
Yeah.
Can I say that the likes of Barack Obama has worn one of these in the past?
You can say that.
Yeah? Hey?
Okay.
Hey? Yeah?
But what is it?
Well, it's what. Are you ready? It's like something you've never reviewed before or unboxed. Ever. Are you ready? Oh. Ooh, mama. Take a. Hey?
Give me strength on this.
Hey?
That's a really great Panerai. I love
Is,
that.
isn't that good? Where the strap is 70 times more than the watch.
Yeah.
No.
And
Kaylee, let me just talk to you. Let me just tell you that this watch here, right? This is the. I know she's. Yeah. I know that you are very excited.
honestly,
by
so
this
excited.
watch. So this is the F91W. Take a good look at its resin structure. So this watch.
What does that mean? F91W.
It's the model number, like I don't know, a 214, 270. Do you know what I mean? Like a Rolex. It's the same sort of reference number.
Okay.
This is held in such high regard.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, it comes with a beautiful box.
Beautiful box
Yeah.
that is almost 57 times heavier. But this infamous as well, because this watch that was first came out in 1989.
Okay.
Right? Yeah. And you can still buy for around a tenner.
£10.
£10.
That's £10.
£10.
It's
£10.
more than £10.
Exactly. It's around £10. I get her open. Obviously,
What's so good about it?
do you know why I'm gutted? I'm gutted. I don't have my gloves on me.
Oh yeah.
Just take a look. Careful.
Oh sorry.
Careful with it. So,
describe the watch.
just describe it for us.
Light.
Almost titanium light, isn't it?
It's.
What?
I'm trying to think of nice words.
Do you know that this
It
was
tells the time.
this was in
What does
Stranger
SA
Things?
mean?
This was in Stranger Things,
What season?
season 1,
Oh,
with
he
the
wore it.
I can't remember his name. The guy with the teeth. And do you know what the amazing thing is that you haven't seen yet? Let me just show you. It's the top left button. Let me just show you. Ready? What's the problem?
When will you ever need a green light? To see the time?
Well, it's debatable that you can see it in the dark anyway. But yeah, this has probably the worst backlight in the world.
I cannot believe that we've just unboxed this.
But like I was saying to you, this watch is sold around 2 million times a year.
Yeah, for a tenner,
There's-
that's quite low numbers, no?
I don't know. I think the profit margin's quite good, but this has an infamous past as well because Osama bin Laden wore one of these, as well as Barack, and also these watches. The actual insides of them was used to make bombs. I'm just trying to be. I'm not trying to lower the level, but they were used. The circuitry was
To
used to
make
make
bombs?
bombs. Yes,
Okay.
terrorist bombs. Let's not talk about that for too long. But this looks 80s. Does it to you?
It looks something. Yeah.
The reason why in Stranger Things Dougie's wearing it is because this was out in the 80s.
Oh, fine, okay.
Yeah. Right, 8,
I wasn't
9.
even thought of.
Well, that's all right. That's absolutely fine. But
Do you actually, answer me a question, Russell. Do you actually wear these on a day to day?
I wear it at work. Yeah, I wear them at work
Why?
because first of all, digital watch. It's not going to go wrong. Digital
Right.
watch.
Well, it says Saturday the 13th at 11:40.
Obviously, this is brand new, Katie, so it
I'm
needs
sorry,
to be
okay,
set.
sorry.
But that's all right. All you have to do, most, yeah, they're flashes, and then you go there. What's the time? This one. That's quite easy to do. But these watches are
I assume they're battery.
their batteries probably last about 6-7 years battery.
Okay, well that's
But if
good.
it breaks,
Yeah, what do you do to buy
you
another?
buy another one.
For a tenner?
That's it.
Okay, well,
That's it.
it's like affordable, isn't
It's
it?
a full.
They do different colours?
They do different colours.
Pink?
They do pink. They do a pink.
Okay,
They do a pink. They match the nails.
okay.
100%.
Cute.
There's a light blue one.
And what colours? The light's always green?
The light is always green. Yeah. I mean, Casio have got much better at doing the lights these days, but they've kept it the way it was made in 1989.
I mean, that's
pretty
nice.
cool, isn't it?
Yeah, I do like that.
They've
That's
kept
good.
it the same, you know. But
You love Casios, don't you?
I'm a Casio fan only because I brought up with Casio.
Yeah.
You know, this watch I had when I was 10, 11.
I guess you're right. Like what you're brought up with. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that's what you love.
If I was
later,
brought up with
right?
an Audemars Piguet,
It's a different story.
it will be a different story.
Yeah,
this might have
I
been
get
chucked in the
you.
boot, but
Yeah.
yeah, these are the watches. The first watch I ever remember buying was a Casio in Argos with my mum. We are going to be giving away this F91W. It's going to be signed by Kaylee, Gav, myself, Spence, everyone, even the cleaner. Even the cleaner? We'll see. Who else? Get on there. All you got to do in the comment section below, tell us why you deserve the F91W.
Well, there you go. So we are going to give away. In fact, it looks like I'm giving away this Casio. You want to have a look?
Do you want me to sign it as well?
You are going to sign it.
You are
We're all
gonna
going to sign it and post the show. Leave a comment as to why you think you deserve to win this Casio. Russell, you love this watch, don't you?
I love it for what it is. I mean, as I said, it's Barack Obama wore it. It's been on Stranger Things. You know, there's cast members that
It's got
worn it
tags
then.
as well with it.
It was made in 1989.
That's box and paper, Spence.
Box and papers, mate. The amazing thing is, Casio, you know, they do retro still because they keep the same looking watch. They don't change anything, even though the battery is the worst battery on a the light is the worst on a digital watch. They still kept it for nostalgia, and for a tenner, it's the cheapest watch icon you can buy. You know, and as it's got Spencer Dryer's signature on it,
It's half.
it's gone up. It's gone up £1.
Are you signing it Spencer Dryer or are you signing it Chicken? How are you going to sign it, Spence?
I think he signs it
Because in my eyes, you're forever Chicken now. You're the Chicken Man. Wow.
That chicken guy on
Yeah, guys, just to say, don't leave your comments here in the chat. Post the show, leave them in the comments. We'll go through, we'll give you some feedback. Yes, we do have a winner from last week's Elliot Brown watch giveaway. We're going to be announcing that very shortly. But yeah, we're going to move on to some adult watches now, Russell. Can you help us review some adult
grown-up
watches?
ones.
Some grown-up stuff.
Oh.
Each week we go through what's been, basically what's been shown on Hodinkee. Rip their pictures and then talk about these watches. But I noticed you took a big liking to Panerai today in the vault, Russ.
Yeah.
And I saw that this has been released.
Oh,
How are you thinking about this? This is the Brabus partnership. To celebrate the start of the partnership, Panerai debuts its first ever skeletonized automatic movement in a daring high-end watches retail exclusivity. It's inspired by the design of Brabus Shadow Black Ops series of boats, a unique edition of 100 units. Spence, Russ, what do you think of that?
Is there a button? What's that at the top on the crown?
It's the release.
That's the release of it.
So you open that then to be able to move the crown.
Right,
It keeps it locked in.
yeah,
I
looks
would
good.
say that a submersible bezel is fantastic. It's not legible for me. I don't like
What-
non-legible dials.
What being?
That's probably why I don't like skeleton
What's
dials.
what metal is that?
So I
Titanium.
believe, no, let's have a little look. Movement case, diameter, Carbotech it's called.
yeah.
Whatever
it looks
that
like
means.
carbon.
Yeah, looks like carbon.
Yeah.
I think because there's never been a skeleton Panerai. For now, it looks wrong to me. Like the Panerai has that dial that is always the same, quite classic,
Yeah.
quite
Match,
plain.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
They still
Looks like
managed.
an engine or something.
They still managed to get in a date in there. Look at
A
Yeah.
at 3
bit,
o'clock.
a bit
I think it's
messy.
about, I could be wrong, and I probably am. I think it's about 40-something thousand pounds.
Well,
Really?
It's
Well,
big,
if you
big
look
money.
at the wheel, if you look at the date window, where's the wheel? Where's the other numbers going around that skeleton? So it has to be done a different way, that date. Otherwise, you'd see the date wheel.
What do you
Okay,
mean
well,
to
gang.
change the date?
It could just, yeah,
Well,
well,
if
it
it's
could be behind
skeletonite-
just flicking, couldn't it?
Yeah,
Like,
Yeah,
you
but
know,
it's
could
not
be a
enough
flick.
room.
like an automatic clock
Hmm?
Yeah.
or something like that. Yeah, and there's the reverse. It's
Oh, it's a little micro rotor. Look.
I couldn't even see that. Amazing. Next up is a brand you'll be very well aware of, but interesting. Have a look at this.
Oris.
The Oris Big Crown Pointer date Hank Aaron limited edition, and I'm going to assume he's a baseball player or something alike. That's 40mm stainless steel case. There you go. I know nothing about baseball. One of the world's most. Here he is. There we go.
Okay.
Right.
There you go.
What's
And
the price on that, Gab?
the price is $2,500. It's limited to 2,297 pieces, which I'm going to say is something like maybe the home runs he hit or something.
Yeah.
What's 3,000?
3,000.
He hit
home runs.
3,000. So why is it limited to 2,297 pieces, James? Oh, okay. It must say here. Yeah.
What I would
maybe he gave
say-
a few runs back.
Yeah, maybe he gave a few
Well,
fronts
I would
back.
say that this design, the point of date, is
Yeah.
one of the oldest Oris's designs. It's a beautiful watch. If you look at you see that hand with the red
Yeah.
marker at the
Yeah.
end, Janilda? That's a date. That's telling you the date, and
Oh,
it's
right.
the pointer date.
Yes,
so it's pointing at
yes,
the date.
yes, yes.
But it's a cool. You can get that watch. That's not limited edition in a different colour.
Yes, you can.
For much cheaper.
Fitted to either blue leather or blue and red NATO strap, sapphire crystal, engraved commemorative case back and box. And it's the Oris 754 automatic caliber with 38 hours power reserve. Yeah. Functions are hours, minutes, seconds, date with instantaneous date corrector and stop second.
For a brand new modern watch from a top Swiss company, 38 hours power reserve seems
Yeah.
quite low, doesn't it?
Doesn't it?
Seems a bit low there, but
Normally like 72, aren't they?
yeah, like 60 or
Elder
70.
Pinto says Oris is a nice giveaway. Well, we don't have any of those. Tim the Aristocrat, or the Aristocrat says best Oris to be released in a while. Not a brand I particularly follow, Oris.
They're nice. They've gone to their old watches.
Yeah.
you know, but like
We're definitely in retro season, aren't
yes, I mean the Aquis is a great watch. You don't have any Oris in your drawers, do you, Spence? And that's
All sold out.
all
we? Well,
sold out.
actually, you say that. When we went upstairs to the box room today, we did see a whole
you?
bunch of Orises.
Yeah.
Boxes.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we did have Orises in
Yeah.
We
in
have,
stock,
yeah.
but not right now. But we did sell them in the past.
We have sold.
Yeah.
Tell you what, the watch I'm most disappointed with ever reviewing or ever handling is a Oris 1965, Oris 65. It's an amazing looking watch. It's a watch that is based on a dive watch that they made in 1965, but the bezel action is not as good as what a £50 Casio Duro
Oh, wow.
is, and that just crippled me inside
Well,
and out.
just-
So much backplay, so much, there's
it's not
movement to
firm,
it.
Yeah.
Not firm enough,
The London scene is asking, is that the chap from BQ Watches? I don't know who you're referring to, but yeah, Spencer is
Spencer
BQ.
is
Spencer
that
is
watch guy
BQ
London.
Watches. He's that watch guy
is
London.
the chap.
Yeah, that is the chap. The girl next to him is Russell. and Janilda also works for BQ Watches.
BQ.
The next one I think we're all going to like. I think so. I mean, I like these before I put them on my wrist, but how about this?
Yes.
Okay, so this is meet the new TAG Heuer Monaco Racing Blue Limited Edition. It takes a standard Monaco powered by the automatic Caliber 11 and slaps a new paint job inspired by France's national racing blue. What do we think about that? Edition has an MSRP of $9,200, will be available from July, and it's a limited edition of 1,000 pieces, and each case back will be engraved 1 of 1,000.
What I would say is even TAG Heuer have realised that having TAG on a dial puts people off.
So that's going back.
Monaco
So
Heuer.
they
Heuer.
got rid of
Yeah,
that.
yeah, exactly. TAG Heuer used to be great when it was Heuer,
Yeah.
and even they're realising if we just put Heuer on the dial,
Drop the tag.
yeah, drop the tag. I like the Monaco. If I was to ever get a Monaco, which I never will because I'm not sure about squared.
What one? would you
Well,
have? The Golf.
that's
The Golf.
Just the one, the Steve McQueen, the proper one.
It's interesting because I've always liked the TAG Monaco until I put one on my wrist, and I just looked down and thought that just doesn't look right to me.
Really? Yeah.
It didn't look right.
Another watch they done as well, Russell. You'll remember it. The Monza.
The Monza, yeah.
The Monza was slightly
Yeah.
different case.
Yeah.
Quite like that. There's just something about it.
So
yeah.
TAG Heuer Monaco Square. Okay, I got to mention it, but Swatch.
Oh, here we go.
Oh no,
Again?
Spence. Even I'm holding my hands in my head here. So I just want to show you something up on screen, okay? This is something called What If, okay? It's a Marvel magazine series, and it's What If. What if Spencer Dry didn't sell watches and sold jet washes, and it would tell the story. So this one, for example, on the front you can see is Captain America, and it's a lady rather than a man, and it's what happens in the universe if it was an alternate universe. So Swatch, so Swatch have a new line of watches, and it's entitled what if?
Wow.
What if in 1982 we didn't do a round watch? Instead, we did a square watch.
Oh my
Oh,
god!
And they've launched these monstrosities,
wow.
which you can pre-order, Russell.
Oh.
You can pre-order. In fact, these are going to be available on the website. So that tells you there'll be no queue for these.
What if we didn't use bioceramic?
Yeah.
We just used normal plastic.
Yeah, right. Literally, here we go. The cases are quite literally a square 33 by 33 millimeter, designed in 4 colors:
Are you
black,
gonna
green,
buy
blue,
that, Gav?
and nope. Each with a vastly different dial layout and
Price?
dial color. Well, that's a very good question. They're $110, which is what, about 85 quid?
Yeah.
85 quid. The actual dials on these watches are 80s inspired, but transposed into the square framing. The question we ask is, what if? Wow, Swatch.
The other
seriously.
question is why?
Why?
But what I would say is, Gav, take a good look at that, mate, because the only way to get the next moon swatch is if you buy 4 of those.
Yeah, well, that's the good thing about
That'll be
Swatch.
it.
You don't have to buy 4 of those to get yourself a moon swatch. But yeah, wow, I'm blown away with disappointment on that.
Yeah.
And I don't get. And by the way, the marketing campaign around it, even for Swatch, it feels like it's quite big.
Wow.
But I don't love it. It looks very bland to me.
Kid
But anyway.
Mambo, look, designs taken from working men's clubs up and down the country.
Yeah, totally right. They look a bit like the Nomos Tetras. Wow. Yeah, there we go. So that kind of covers our sort of our new watches for the week, as it were. We did have a little competition last week. Spencer, I know you were away. And actually, I know you probably didn't watch the show, to be fair. But we had Elliot Brown watches on. And very nicely, I said, it'd be very nice if you come on, give away a cap or a T-shirt or something. They've given a watch to one of our viewers.
Really?
But we had a kind of, we launched the competition on Instagram and we also had on YouTube. So Russell and I pulled the winners today and then take a look what happened. On last week's show, Elliot Brown Watches came in and they decided to give away 1 watch to 1 lucky viewer of our channel.
Fantastic. The way we're going to do it is we've got an entrant from Instagram and an entry from YouTube.
Indeed. From YouTube, we've got Chris PRSNA. We loved your comment. Elliot Brown loved your comment. So you've been picked as the winner from YouTube to go into the final coin toss. And from Instagram, randomly selected was Louis Relevi. And now we're going to toss the coin. You're going to be winning what, Russell? What's the watch?
You are going to be winning a Elliot Brown Blocksworth Heritage Diver.
In gorgeous Porthorpe orange.
Oh.
Beautiful. What should we do? Heads for
YouTube.
Heads for YouTube.
Tails
Tails
for
for
Instagram.
Instagram. Off you go.
You're going to catch it.
I'll catch it.
Sure.
And it's heads. Heads for YouTube.
Congratulations, Chris, PRSNA CCT4322.
Now, all you need to do to claim your prize is drop me an email, thatwatchguylondon@gmail.com, and the watch will be on its way to you.
Congratulations.
Congrats. Chris, do drop us an email, thatwatchguylondon@gmail.com. I'm going to pass it on to Elliot Brown Watches, and they are going to be sending you a very beautiful watch on behalf of Elliot Brown Watches. So let's have a quick round of applause for Elliot Brown Watches. Very good.
And congrats
Amazing.
to Chris.
And congrats to Chris, absolutely. And unlucky to the other chap who lost on the toss of a coin. But there we go. That's life, isn't it? Spencer, you're going to be away next week, aren't you? I know it's holiday season at the moment. We could leave the lunatics in charge of the asylum and let Janilda and Kaylee run free next week because I'm also away.
Are you?
What do you think about? Do you think you could do a little show on your own next week?
I think
Or
we can absolutely do it.
yeah.
Rightio.
Do you want us to get some
wow.
special guests in, or you just want to sort of do a hair and nails show and watches?
And Love Island.
And Love Island. You could do a Love Island
I
breakdown,
mean,
couldn't
Katie
you?
likes that.
I mean, maybe James can get some Love Islanders on and into the action. What do you think about that? Kaylee, if you're watching, or you wouldn't be watching?
No.
No.
Of
course
4
not.
minutes to go on my new IWC Ingenieur Spencer.
Ooh.
Oh, is it 2 minutes to? Oh,
It's
to
not
be
bad.
fair, it's my eyes. I can't see. Yeah, great show this evening. That's an absolute pleasure.
you.
Excellent stream tonight. Thanks, everyone. I've been told that somebody said we're like a children's entertainment channel. I thought that was a compliment.
I think
I'm going to
that's-
take it as a compliment. Russ,
Yeah,
what do you think?
Yeah, that's what I get told all the time. So yeah, I'm
Yeah.
happy with that.
One of the best parts of your shows that I see, or one of the best comments when you post up on Instagram, is the people who send you sometimes some not very nice comments like, who is this moron?
Who's
and
Bob Ross?
Who's Bob Ross?
Interviewing.
That was a good one. Who's this moron and why is he talking about watches and who even watches this stuff? You actually highlight them, don't you?
Oh, yeah.
And you say, thank you, kill him with kindness. Thank you so
Kill 'em
much
with
for the comment.
kindness.
Thank you
Kill
so
'em
much
with
for the great
kindness, yeah.
comment.
And are we going to see some Instagram questions on the same sort of line, or?
Well, you will do shortly. You will do shortly. I feel like it's getting past 9 o'clock, like I'm on some sort of time slip. But there's one more thing to cover this evening, because obviously on my weekly journey, Spencer, there's a watch auction coming up.
Yes.
And you might want to have a look at this, because what did you say before the start of the show? You said, I'd love to create a watch. Didn't you? Yeah?
Correct.
Well, you can speak, yeah.
Studio Underdog, like they do.
Yeah, like they do, exactly. So basically, James, pop up the little middle screen for me. Lion and Turnbull, in partnership with Scottish Watches, who run a very good podcast, is delighted to announce the Times Online Every Watch auction, okay, which is going to benefit Maggie's Centres. The sale is going to be bidding from the 16th to the 21st of August. But take a look at some of these watches. So everybody's made, like you've got the auction later on in the year, like the piece uniques coming from all the very major brands.
Yeah.
So here is Studio Underdog's offering. So it's a 1-of-1 piece unique Blueberry chronograph, 1-of-1 Seagull ST 1901 automatic movement, stainless steel case, 38.5mm navy blue strap, and basically a few independents have come together. And there's another shot. It's quite a nice Steve Blueberry.
I like that.
Nice, isn't it? 1-of-1 Spence. You can bid for charity. And there we go. That's, I believe, an isotope. Yep. 1-of-1. Next up, we've got a Bamford. Yep. It's a Bamford prototype B80. Titanium case, 39mm, 1-of-1. A Pauline. I've never heard of that brand, if I'm being honest.
No, I haven't.
That's nice.
No. Ordain.
Okay.
Model 1, similar size. It's
That's
a
the only one that's sort of purpley.
Solita movement. It is, isn't it?
The others are blue.
Anyone recognise this one? William Wood.
William Wood.
Yeah, William Wood. Piece unique, 1-of-1.
Made from
upcycled fire hose
I was going to
strap.
say, made from the wellies of a fireman.
Yeah. Next one is a Fears Brunswick Ice.
Right.
Cool.
And next one is Christopher Ward.
Okay.
What a great idea.
Fantastic.
What a great
Yeah, it's
concept for
brilliant.
charities, for these independent watchmakers to come up and pitch in and make, I'm not being funny, a different dial design or
Unique
something.
thing.
It's not like they're going to be spending years, maybe like a Patek Philippe or someone, putting this all together. But
Just putting something a bit
I
different.
think
and
brilliant.
I'd encourage everybody to have a little look at the Lion and Turnbull website. I think it's going to be
When
fun
is
for
this?
watch collectors. That's on the 16th to the 23rd of August. They didn't contact us and say, give us a shout out, but I thought it was well worth it. And if you're a watch collector, and obviously everybody's watching this channel probably pretty much is, or I hope they are, then, do have a little look, because you might pick yourself up a little bargain. And it's always nice to have a 1-of-1.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Absolutely.
Speaking of not 1-of-1s, who's going to sign the watch first? Should we get you a little
boss
pen,
man.
Spence?
Get the boss man on.
James,
boss
got a
man on.
pen, please.
Sharpie or nothing.
Right. Before we let you go, Russell, only one thing left to do. Questions up from Instagram this week. Artisan Curation. Could you beat a top 10 British women's tennis player, Russell?
I'll answer that.
Go on.
No.
100% no. No, absolutely not.
Because?
Consistency, depth, they would move me around the court. I might get a couple of points. I might do.
I'd like to see it happen.
I'd like to see it happen, yeah, but I probably...
Not as much as I'd like to see you talking to the mic for a whole night. not as much as I'd like to see it.
And right before the show, he said, I can manage this.
He said, I can
I'm
so
so
manage
good
this.
now.
2
I'm
years.
so good.
2 years. Russell, seriously, becoming you're decent, right? But a top women's player, so that the gap is still that big.
Oh, it's huge. It's huge. They're machines. They're absolute machines at that level. And, they're hitting lines, drills, constantly. I wouldn't...
Could you think you could take a game off them?
I would say no. I would probably say no. If I've got 4 lucky good serves in me.
Yeah. 4 big serves.
I can smash down a 95-mile-an-hour serve, and if it's in the right place, if it's in the body,
that's about the same speed. The women they serve
probably
they hit
quicker
faster
than
than
that.
they?
But if I was lucky and the sun was in their eyes, and they slipped up a couple of points.
Something
yeah,
happened.
yeah.
And
Yeah, I'd be very lucky.
Question number 2. Gotham, always good with the questions. A 214270 or a 124300. So for you, Russell.
Do you want some help with that?
100% the 214270, which
No.
I own, because I just think it's an icon. It's an icon looking, whereas the OP is a great watch, but it's not a Rolex icon for me. I don't know. What do you reckon, Spence?
No, I'd agree with you. Definitely the Explorer.
What about for you, Janilda?
I agree on that one.
No, that's a clean sweep. Ian Nicholson says, Russell is to tennis what I am to clay shooting. Which is,
By the way,
go on
by
then.
the way,
Go on, chicken.
what Ian's trying to say there, Paul said he will smash Ian to pieces on the clay.
On the
shooting.
clay.
Let me tell you, Paul was all over the place. He was like a duck out of water, firing and missing.
It's not
I
his
mean,
usual shooter.
Honestly, Ian was different class.
Was he really?
Yeah.
I don't doubt
Ian
that.
was
You know,
different
he teaches, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Ian teaches shooting. Yeah. Next question, Luke Jones. Please ask Russell which watch would best represent his hairstyle.
That's a funny one, isn't it? You get have you ever never been asked that one before? I don't know. Something with a
surely
furry
you know
bezel.
You're famous for your hair.
something
yeah?
with a furry bezel.
Yeah, I don't know. It would be a big watch, possibly. That's
with
a
a lot
great
of hair.
question.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Did they ever do like a Furby watch or something like that, or
An animal watch,
an animal watch?
maybe.
Yeah, maybe
with a very
animal
furry strap.
Yeah. Let's have a look at the next one. Next up, we've got from Gotham again. Thoughts on Clear Remix G-Shock series. Which one is your fave?
Yeah, basically the jellyfish type.
So that's the new G-Shocks.
Yeah, the see-through ones.
see-throughs.
The
that I've just
see-through
seen.
ones. I'm not
a fan either.
No, I like good old black resin.
Yeah.
I mean, me myself. They're all the amazing 6900s, the 5600. They're all the references we know.
Yeah.
They're just in a jellyfish form, and they're cool. If I was given one, I'd love it, but I wouldn't buy one.
I asked the question last week about a Mr. G when we had on a couple of weeks ago. In all seriousness, do you see the value in that in the Mr. Gs?
It's a very good question. If the module is the same as a £100 G-Shock, then no. But I know that I've seen a few videos. I know that in the highest of high technical specifications, it's an amazing lab where these things are built, and there is an assembly line in the shape of a G where they start from case, module, components. They hand it down, and it's
Is this some sort of old wives' tale you've been told? Is this like the
No, I've seen
the
it.
mystical
No,
world
I've
of
seen it.
Casio?
It's the best of the best.
Right.
So the best that Casio could ever do in Mr. G's. They are the best watches. Are they worth the money? I don't think so.
By the way, comment of the night is to Tim E. Machine. A tribble watch. And I'm guessing you don't know what a tribble is.
No.
Star Trek, my friend. And he's absolutely right.
Tribble.
James, can you just put my screen on the middle? Tribble, Star Trek.
Because I know Star Trek. So
A
this
Star
annoys
Trek.
me.
Well, this is the original Star Trek.
Yeah.
Okay.
Captain James
and
T.
there
Kirk.
was an episode called The Trouble with Tribbles.
Oh, yeah, the little furry balls.
Exactly, they're the furry balls.
That's not a watch.
No, but that's what you look like. He's saying the tribble. That's your head.
You can buy them as a little gift.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There we go. It was
Look
the
at
trouble.
that.
The
I'd rather have a gremlin.
It was a trouble with tribbles. Funny enough, I watched that episode the other night. Let's go to the next question. Next question is from Mark Bowman. Not watch related, but a place you haven't visited yet, but is top of your list.
It would be the never eat shredded wheat, West Coast of America. All that West Coast.
Okay.
Vegas, never done Vegas.
Have you not?
Never done LA.
I'll go in March if you want to come.
Yeah, I know. Don't tempt. Why? What are you doing?
MR flights. I managed to get some. No?
Gav, I'd be up for it.
Yeah?
I probably would be up
Me,
for
you,
it.
and Victoria. It's going to be a great... It'll be a great three-wheeler. Spencer,
got
Mish,
someone to
you're
hold your
welcome to come as
suitcase.
well. Yeah? Janilda, for you? Place you'd love to visit?
I would like to visit America as well. I've never been.
Well, that's 4. Spence?
Yep.
That's
Fine.
5. Should we ask Paul or not? Because Paul comes with Kev now.
I wonder if
They
we
come as a 2-ball.
Just
All
give
right,
him a
let's ask
different
Kev.
date.
Let's ask Kev.
Yeah.
I wonder if we
book
could.
the plane going backwards.
I wonder if we could put the old Winnebago on a boat.
Can you
and
imagine?
get it out.
Meanwhile, it hasn't been out of Brighton.
It hasn't, has it?
He's done one roundabout.
He said, let's go to Munich. I said, tell you what, I'll meet you there.
Russell said to me, are you looking forward to your trip in Paul's Winnebago? Or and I said, I'll tell you what's going to happen. We'll do the drive-in, and then Spencer and I will book hotels on every stop because the three of us sleeping in that would be
you know
carnage.
something?
No one was asleep.
Joking apart, Paul only ever keeps saying for 3 months.
It is true.
It's 3
I
months.
told him
Yeah.
as well. That's white furniture in there.
Well, of course
I
it is.
mean, God.
It's Paul Thorpe.
I know, but you can't. If I sit down somewhere with white furniture, I leave an imprint.
PK says, hello from California on the West Coast. You are all welcome.
Oh,
hello.
matey.
We love that. Pop us that watchguylondon@gmail.com, your address. We'll come and give you a visit. Next up for the questions is from Artisan Russell. Are all expensive watches poncy, or do you admire some secretly?
I don't know if I've ever admired secretly. I mean, what do you reckon he means?
Well, I
there?
think you make videos, don't you, saying like watch snobs. This
yeah,
one's not for watch snobs.
only a watch snob, not a watches. I don't think watches are. Only if people, segregate an expensive watches from you're not nice because you've got a cheap watch, that sort of thing. The watches I love. All the watches
you
I
just
love.
said you own a Rolex, so
Yeah,
you do
yeah.
love the
Oh
watch
yeah,
as it is.
I appreciate all watches. I just wouldn't wear some, or I couldn't afford some.
Yeah.
But
You
I
still
don't think
respect what they are.
poncy watches.
but- Yeah.
I think it's the person that makes it poncy. It's not the watch
Here,
that
here.
makes it poncy.
Here,
You
here.
think- Yeah.
I can make Seiko look poncy. Artisan Spencer, have you ever owned a G-Shock?
No, don't think I have.
Oh, we're going to have to give him one, aren't we?
Oh,
If I gave you one, would you wear it?
Probably out and about, or if I'm going to fall off a bike or something.
Not even on your
Well,
motorbike. I mean, when you go on your motorbike, do you actually wear a Rolex?
Yeah.
You do?
Yeah.
You're a proper geezer. Chicken. Right. Luke Jones, how long does it take Russell to do his hair before each show? Well, Russell, I've seen you do it.
Probably longer.
there you
than
go.
that.
There you go. It's that. I actually
Put
do.
the chronograph on, you find out.
I actually do wash it every morning and condition it.
And condition it.
Yeah, and you don't ever hair dry it because it will turn into mungo jerry's.
Really?
A fuzzy frizz
I mean,
mess.
to be fair, you do have an incredible barn.
I'm very lucky at my age to have this head of hair still. I must admit.
Would you like that, Gav?
Would I, back in the day, that is what my hair looked like. I will pull up a picture somewhere. It's not a
I
joke.
want that picture.
Mine was a bit more like a bristle pad, though. It did
Yeah.
go out, but it was a bit... Because back in the day also, do you put any product in your hair?
Yeah, there's serum. I put
Right.
serum and
There
stuff.
was nothing.
No,
we
I know.
had black and white wax, if you remember that stuff. It was a thick wax.
Yeah.
It was awful. Yeah, it was awful. Next question. Thoughts on the Yachtmaster 40 Blue Dial from Gotham? I can't bear this watch. Not for me.
Yeah.
I don't get it at all.
Yeah,
But then I don't like yachts, so...
yeah.
Spence?
Yeah.
Spence?
No, not
No.
for me.
It's
But
weird, isn't
It's
it?
the one I want in the titanium, the new one. that's
Oh
coming
yeah.
out.
Yeah, but I'm talking about that iteration,
No,
that
not
dial,
one, no.
everything about that is no. But
It looks like a fake Rolex.
you're absolutely right.
Yeah.
It looks like something you get off the Looky Looky Man
Plus
on
a
the beach.
Yachtmaster's bezel. Not a good action on a Yachtmaster. Yachtmaster's bezel actions really don't like.
Clicky.
Yeah.
Next up, will you ever go out tennis to be a full-time YouTuber?
Nah. I can't see it.
No.
Not until I'm very old.
I mean,
And
you'd
my
have to have
knees
at
are gone.
least Nico level subs,
I'd
wouldn't
have
you?
to have Nico levels. Not subs, it's the views, isn't
It's
it?
the views, yeah.
It's the views he gets. Yeah. There will be a stage where I sort of spend more time on YouTube because I absolutely love it and I feel like, I can see a pathway there. But yeah, no, the tennis keeps me fit. It keeps me fit mentally with youngsters and everyone. I'm an outdoors person. I don't think I can be stuck
Yeah.
inside all the time.
Spencer, you ever going to give up watch dealing to take on your professional role of
Funny,
speaking into a microphone?
I get asked that quite a lot. now.
I bet you do. I mean,
I
you
do.
are a YouTube star. The amount of people that stop you in the street when you're
But I
standing
just
next to
don't
Paul
like
or
the
Russell.
microphone.
It might be.
Honestly, we've got to sort this out. If we make it after the summer, I'm going to organise like some sort of headset for you where you just can't mess it up. you know?
Or you just have a leash.
Yeah.
Where when he goes backwards, it comes back.
James,
It
It's
goes
such
that
a
way.
good idea. It's such a good idea. Good evening, everyone from the Fears Watch Owners Enthusiast Group.
Hey.
Hey, great to have you with us. Does Nico afford the new Ferrari from YouTube or selling watches? Spencer, you could probably answer that.
No idea.
No, me
No
either.
idea.
I'd probably say finance. in the nicest possible way. Don't think people buy Ferraris outright today. Leases
I'm not sure
and
if
bits
you
and pieces.
can't just rock up. It's like a Rolex. You can't just rock
You
up
can't
and
just
get
go
one.
and get
can
it.
you?
No.
No, if they like the publicity, that's probably why he gets it.
Yeah, yeah, in the nicest possible way. Let's have a look. Last question. If you could only own one Casio, which one would it be, Russell?
CA53W, the calculator watch. Martin McFly's watch from Back to the Future. It's the first one I remember buying with my mum.
CA51W?
53W.
53W.
Everyone will
It's
recognise
amazing
it.
how you remember these references.
They're just stuck in my... It's like you and Rolexes. They're stuck with you.
That is, to be fair, that is a very good comment because, oh, look at that. That is everything.
That's a Casio, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? If you think about Casio...
You're absolutely right.
I like it as well because Casio first, other than that ring that you put a cigarette in, their business was made from
Where's the picture
calculators.
I'll have to accept. Hold on.
Except...
£37.90. I mean, where's the image?
And that's your fave, yeah?
Yeah, that watch hasn't changed since 1988. It's the same watch.
Had one of these in today, didn't we, Russell? That was in the drawer today.
Yeah, the A100, they're quality watches.
Yeah.
This is
I love it. It knows. I mean, Spence has to know quite a few reference numbers.
What's the different colours there? What'd that do?
Right, it's just the colours are just for show, but instead of the buttons being on the sides of the case, they're on the front. You can do stopwatch and stuff. But
Spence.
that watch is important because it was the first Casio that they made fully plastic.
Right.
Big
And
for
by-
Casio.
Spence, if you fancy one, I've got one in the car. I can flip
He's
you
got one,
for
mate.
75 quid before it goes back. Before I send it back to Amazon tomorrow. Sorry, Amazon, if you're watching. All those watches that are about to
Gav,
appear
you
in a
know
video
what?
with Russell
Send
are
it-
going back tomorrow.
Send it back.
Send it back. It's a lovely looking little piece.
Yeah, it's cool.
Look out this week. We've got some extra content coming out with Russell, a little bit with Spencer as well, from all of our little shenanigans today in the office. We had a great time. Russell was let loose in the all singing, all dancing candy store that is BQ
Very
Watch's
special.
new head office. I think we're kind of about done.
Yeah.
I think we've wrapped everything up. haven't we?
D time is some of the brands mentioned tonight will be at the Summer Watch Show and Winter Watch Show, guys. So hope to see you there.
Indeed. Spencer, got the dates for that?
2nd, 3rd. I've got to make sure I'm here.
It would help. 2nd and 3rd of September.
3rd of September.
Absolutely.
The first weekend of September. Really looking forward to it.
Fantastic. Janilda, so are we counting on you for next week? Are you in?
seriously leaving us?
Well, yeah.
Gavin,
Yeah?
I think it'd be a
Do you
good
trust
idea.
us?
I trust you.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
fine.
Well, you just got to, bring some watches in and talk about your hair and nails and
leave
watches.
it with us. Leave it
Fine.
with us.
You and Kaylee are right up for it next week. That'd be fantastic. Russell, I think it's been fantastic. having you with us.
I
Spencer,
absolutely love it.
Spencer, have you enjoyed having
I
Russell?
think it's been great.
I
Lovely
every
to have
time
him in the office, rummaging through the safe, looking for things.
with me grub.
fantastic.
What
Grubby
I
Southern
most
hands.
love, actually, Russell, about spending time with you, and this is not to blow smoke up your arse, is that I always learn something.
The knowledge.
Today I've learned about a pipe ring that you can smoke.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bayer.
Yeah, Bayer.
Yeah, Bayer pipe.
I've learned that you set my watch and not me, my new watch, which was great.
I made sure it was ticking.
Yeah, you made sure it was tick-tocking.
I know, mate.
Fantastic. If any of Russell's followers are watching us, please do hit the subscribe
Hit the
button.
subscribe,
Give
hit
us
the
a little
like.
watch. We
Go
have
on.
guests on all the time. It's always fun. Go on.
Absolutely.
Click it.
Click it.
Russell, I think it's only right
And
that you do
comment,
that. Oh,
sorry, to
Yeah.
get the Casio. Is that right?
yes. Don't forget. It's legendary Casio. Spencer, give it a hold up.
We're going to sign that, aren't we?
Yeah,
There we
we're all
go.
going to sign that.
Gonna make it
Please
cheaper.
Pop
comment.
a comment after the show in the comments as to why you want to win that, and I will get it posted out to you this
That's
week
for sure.
before
I'm gonna
I
take this
pop
as
myself
collateral.
off.
Yeah, mate.
Russell, do you know Spencer's Immortal Lines? Do
Yeah,
you
of
remember
course
that?
you
Of course I do. I mean,
Go
the
on then,
whole
lead us out,
YouTube
my
world-
man.
Well, first of all, can I just say something you don't do? Thank you so much for watching. It's been fantastic to be on there. If you haven't subscribed yet, subscribe, like the show,
What a pro.
and remember, there's some amazing watches just a click away. Isn't there?
Very
Eh?
good.
Just
Very
a click
good, isn't
away. And remember, if you haven't dealt with us yet, it's only a matter of time.
See you later, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
That's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.